GM, everybody, just give me a second while I retweet the room, make sure we get people in here, especially our guests. GM, everybody. Hang on 1 second while I send out one additional message. Tody, I'm trying to add you as a co-host. Give me a reaction if you would rather just have it as a speaker. I will try to send it again. I'm not sure why it's not working for you. Go to speakers.
I can go, no worries.
All right, cool.
What's up?
All right, well, really quick, I want to welcome everyone here for a new show, which used to be called Prop Talk, but now it's a decent proposal. Where every week we talk to builders in the nounish ecosystem, find out what they're working on. I'll be your humble host. I'm Sam. You can call me Lord Semi-Solid if you want.
This is not to be confused with the DM you sent me earlier, right? That was an indecent proposal.
Correct. That was an indecent proposal. Right. You know, the offer's still on the proposal. A modest proposal, of course, is about eating babies, but we don't do that here. We want to welcome our guest, Yatong. And if he shows up later, Juan, to talk about the things that they just got won in the Prophouse mandate round. Yatong, thanks for coming on the show.
Good to be here.
Now, your prop was a very simple prop in its initial pitch, which was to make nouns go viral. Can you tell us a little bit about that and what you're looking for?
Sure. To be frank, I submitted the idea sort of kind of on the lark. So I was as pleasantly surprised, but also a little unexpectedly chosen as one of the ideas for this sort of round. And you know,
if you guys don't know this about Yatong, he just wins in his sleep. He just can't help it.
Oh, please. That's very kind, but actually, this was truly a little bit of a surprise for me. Well, listen, I was really excited for this because one of the theses that I had sort of around nouns investment and proliferation in general is that we're very excited about funding people to do really cool things, and we're very excited about the process and the output, sort of the creative output, and as we should be as builders. But sometimes I don't think there's enough emphasis put on just raw reach. How can we make this go as viral as possible? Regardless of sort of the medium or the craft. And so I was just excited that what if we went completely on the other side and just focused on virality only? What would happen? And I think one thing that happens is that if you really want to go, if you really want to have a potential of reaching 1 million people, you have to speak to people who are not already nouns pilled. Which I find really exciting. And it's what I spent a lot of my career doing, sort of when I used to work at Coinbase, is sort of how do you really explain this stuff and get people excited when they don't even care about crypto at all? And so I think that was it's a worthwhile challenge for us to try to fund and to try to sort of expand the frontier of who might be interested in nouns.
So I have some technical questions about your prop, because this is prop deadline in 12 days. And I see that some people are writing, I'm just going to call it out. And I'm going to look, I know that they say there's no stupid ideas. But there's a couple of them on here, like make a birthday party with dad and do a live broadcast. And my question is this proposal, is it done like as a 2 weeks come up with ideas and then people vote on it, or is this more hackathon style where people should be doing things over the next 12 days and then kind of looking at the results, etc.?
Sam, I should point out though, his dad might be William Shatner. You don't know.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's a good question. So we went through a couple of iterations of this, and the original intent was sort of to fund people to try to go things to try to go make things go viral. So it was sort of more like idea based, but I think Seneca's been taking this for a spin a couple of times, and I think he settled on sort of like a retroactive approach to see how much can someone do within 2 weeks. Um, so I think that's pretty exciting as well. It's something that definitely Prophouse hasn't done very much of. So it's very much of an experiment.
So that's almost like
will something hit a million views?
reward
I don't
based
know,
off of
but
results as opposed to effort.
Proof of work.
yeah,
Yeah, so we just had a conversation about that within Prophouse. The team was sort of chatting about it, and I gave that exact feedback. Yutong was like, well, anybody can have an idea for a viral video. It's really not worth that much, not to put anyone down, but, I have lots of ideas about viral videos, and probably 0 of them will actually go viral. So I think virality is something that should probably be retro rewarded.
I think that's incredibly fair. I hadn't, like I said, I was pleasantly surprised when I won because I sort of wrote this on the lark. So I think there's a lot of good thinking that's been put internally into this Prophouse. So I think the retro approach makes a lot of sense to me.
So what types of things are you hoping that we see? Just like some crazy ideas, because I've been approached by a couple people about it, and I think that I'll let them make the post, but I might spill some of their alpha.
I don't really have like a specific thing. I think I look forward to be surprised. But if I was sort of like trying to win this challenge, I would probably piggyback on existing sort of channels. Instead of trying to start something on my own that goes viral, I probably try to partner with somebody else who has sort of like a decent reach.
Yeah.
Sort of pitch them on the idea of nouns, and then do like a collaboration with somebody who already has a pretty good shot at making something viral, and really like get them excited about nouns, and then to like do some collaboration. That's kind of just my personal approach to this.
Yeah. Now, are you thinking more people that are in the nounish ecosystem, or people that are just outside?
Oh, I'm thinking people who are outside. I think nobody really has enough reach in the inside of the noun ecosystem to people who are outside. Right? Like my deepest respect for everybody in the ecosystem, but I think most of the people who follow these people are also already nouns pilled. So I think this would have to be, like somebody who may be adjacent, or maybe even a little bit
like a different type of tastemaker that might be able to expose them to a new audience.
Yeah, potentially, right? Like the thing that I think about is like, can we get like a YouTuber to make like a video about this? This seems like I would love to see somebody try to like pitch Mr. Beast about this.
Yeah, I think for him to like my own personal thought, is if someone were to pitch Jimmy, if we were to sponsor one of his videos and leverage some of the Treasury's capital to basically take care of, say, $1 million, and it's like, all right, he spends $8 million a month on his videos. He's got a staff of 100 people. If we were to sponsor a video and nounify it, that I just think that the price. Again, this is just if it was.
Oh yeah, the price. To be clear, the price would be very high, right? But
yeah.
I don't really expect anybody to be like, hey, Jimmy, do you want 4 ETH to do something? I think it would be like, hey, listen, I got in touch with Jimmy, and he's open to the idea of doing like a larger proposal, and I will help Jimmy pass this proposal, and that will be sort of like my submission to this thing.
Yeah.
And would it have like? I think it's reasonable to be like, hey, I got this really cool lead. Can I get 5 ETH to follow up on it? That seems reasonable to me.
Yeah.
Right. It's like maybe somebody else will have, hey, instead of like you might be up against people who have already accomplished some virality, but if you manage to even have a conversation with Jimmy and he's excited, I think that's worth something.
Let's go to North Carolina, folks. Let's hunt them down. No, I'm just kidding. Well, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not kidding. No, it's. I think that's important that we look at. If we're going to expand our borders, that we have to look outside of our borders.
Yeah, and that's really the spirit of this thing, right? It's kind of like let's grow the pie, let's grow the set of people who could possibly be excited about this, and like think about it sort of with like great ambition, and try to take some risks on things that might not work out.
Yeah. So how can people find out about this challenge? Like if after the video, this might be on YouTube later. But after, they listen to the recording, I'm sure we'll pin a tweet to it, but do they just go to Prophouse? Follow you? Do they go to the Prophouse?
Yeah, you should hit up Prophouse. This is if you go to Prophouse with new design, it'll be pretty easy to find. It's one of the 3 currently active auctions inside of the Nouns house. Easy to find. It's called Challenge Make Nouns Go Viral.
Cool. Well, I know that you've got another meeting. We super appreciate your generosity with your time today, Tong. We'd love to have you back in the future. And thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Now to move to our other guest. Juan, you were on last week, but you have a Nounish hackathon thing going on right now. I think it just started a day or 2 ago.
Yeah, hey, thanks for having me back, Sam.
Yeah, you're welcome.
No, that was great that Yatong was able to join. And yeah, we there is another Prophouse event going on for a Nounish hackathon, and much like the Go Viral challenge, it is a bit more of a proof of work round where the intent is to have builders hack. I use that term in quotation marks, but basically just build on top of sort of the core nouns protocol and come up with a couple of new inspirations, new twists, new takes on the call, and submit those into the Prophouse round. And this is one that we hope to do a lot more of, these hackathon type challenges. But it is something that we think can serve as a great onboarding or on-ramp mechanism for different types of builders to join the Nouns community.
So what type of things are you wanting to see come out of this?
This is sort of, the first, well, I guess second hackathon. We yesterday the Prophouse API prop round finished, or it closed, and it's open for voting now. And so, I think there was a sort of a theme or a something kind of start the hackathon, and there it was using the Prophouse API. So similarly here, the prompt is basically just to use the core nouns protocol. And what we're hoping to see out of this is really, well, first, just an influx of new ideas or people picking up on some of the crazy ideas that are floating out there right now in the nouns ecosystem and kind of just start to prove them out, a little bit of a proof of concept type work. But really, it's intentionally open-ended. And, we are trying to help folks find ideas if they're looking to hack on something or, give feedback ideas. But it is intentionally open-ended because we didn't want to, make too narrow of a scope. We wanted people to just try to spark some creativity, get their juices flowing, and start to become accustomed to this type of, model where, again, it's more of a hackathon, do something for 2 weeks and then submit it and have the entire nouns community look at it and review it. We're trying to create a little bit more of that type of activity and feedback loop within, this sector of the nouns ecosystem. think you're on mute.
Oh man, sorry. I was just talking away. Just talking away. That's what happens when you turn your head away from your phone. So I noticed that the hackathon is running for 2 weeks. It just started on October 20th or 24th, and it ends November 7th. And then it says that the preference is for teams of at least one dev and one artist. Is there a reason why?
You know, it's a preference. It's not required, but well, two things. One, you know, we're trying to recreate the magic of, you know, the Nounders and their moments of, you know, inspiration when they came together and started all this magic. You know, the whole nouns launch. You know, it was, you know, basically devs and artists coming together and you know, creating this DAO. So we're trying to recreate a little bit of that magic, but also, you know, we're also hoping to get teams that can take these ideas forward. So not just, you know, hey, wouldn't it be cool if pigs could fly, but more of like, okay, hey, we've put together this prototype for mechanical wings for pigs, and we want to try to take it to market. So for us, you know, trying to you know, bring devs and artists together, have them team up. That's going to create a bit more of a you know, hardier ideas and more sustainable concepts kind of being pushed forward, and that's what we hope to see out of this as well, to kind of actually push some of these ideas forward and not just have them get lost in the ether.
So they've got approximately 12 days left. Do you have any advice or suggestions for people that are trying to find other people to collaborate with, like a place to find folks?
Well, you can go to one of the 24 Discord servers in the Nouns ecosystem, Sam.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. No, no. You know, there are a number of Discord servers out there. We're running one as well, Nounish Labs. But there are a couple of other ones. The Noun Square has a Discord server. You know, there's a couple of places where builders congregate. So I guess my suggestion would be, you know, going on to some of those Discord servers, reaching out to people, asking for feedback on ideas. We saw that happen with the last hackathon round, where people posted on Twitter and on Discord some early versions of their ideas and looked for feedback. And, you know, I think that the feedback they got made their ideas stronger. So I would start there, just in Discord and ideas. Nouns Center, nouns.center is the website. They have an ideas section as well. We're going to start sharing those out on our Twitter just to give inspiration. We'll add a couple more to that list. That seems to be a good central repository of ideas. And really just, you know, being open, I guess, or building in the public is the best advice I can give here, because, you know, when you build in a public, you get immediate feedback on a lot of the sort of core concepts or the core assumptions that you're making, and you know, that can really help to accelerate, you know, what's good, what's bad, and you know, where you should be focusing your time. And so, you know, as the Nouns community becomes more spread out due to the main Discord closing, I think, you know, being very vocal and social and public with your building process can only be helpful to you and your team.
With the last 10 minutes we have, do you mind fielding questions from our cast of thousands, a cast of 20?
Yeah, we would love to do, like just general open questions or lightning round questions, you know, people throwing out ideas. I think, you know, we're going to try to do a series of these spaces to give people feedback. There is no bad idea, I would say, but yeah, I would love to hear from the community.
So as I ask Juan a question too, if there's anyone that has a question about the hackathon, how they can get involved, how they can find people, if they already have an idea, if they want to make a plea out to anyone else in the audience that might be able to help, feel free to just put up a request. We got one from Toady. Oh wait, maybe it's just because he just joined back. Who else do we have another request from? Or was that it? We'll give him a second there.
Hey, sorry I got rugged there for a bit.
No, it's fine. I can't believe I see so many artists in the community. I can't believe none of them are.
Yeah,
have questions.
I can start us off by sharing out some of the ideas that people have already brought forward and see if that sparks some creativity.
That would be great. Yeah. What kind of ideas have you had thrown your way?
So one that I really liked was the concept of blind auctions, where the noun that you're bidding on doesn't get revealed until the auction is over. So
would that be the noun and its traits, or would that be the people bidding on the noun?
The noun and its traits. So the art would sort of be a blank canvas until the auction is won. And so it really sort of raises the question of, how much does aesthetics have to do with the price of a noun? There's some obviously who love beautiful nouns. There are some who love ugly nouns. I've even heard that there's a DAO all about ugly nouns now.
I've seen a
yeah. I think something like that would be super interesting and kind of, a fun experiment to run and kind of seeing where that evolves. Another one is revolved around the concept of staking in the form of delegation. So if you, as a means to try to encourage more active voting and governance. So effectively, when you win the auction, it sort of gets auto-delegated to sort of a round-robin list of participants. And so the default state of a new noun won at auction is delegated. And the winner has to sort of undelegate, to move it out of that state. So then that really makes every noun sort of, by default an active member of the governance model, as opposed to right now where a lot of new nouns are won and don't actively participate until someone reaches out or they delegate to someone else. So those are two, I think, really fun ideas that have come forward that I think have, really strong potential. I think you're back on mute, Sam.
Yeah, I'm on mute. Dang it, man. I'll tell you, don't ever look away from your phone when you're on Spaces.
That's right. It's dangerous. I just pinned something up there, Sam. I don't know if you saw it, but it's a thread that I wrote for Prophouse that kind of explains what a hackathon is and explains your hackathon and the viral one in a bit of context if people want to take a look.
Awesome. Thanks, Tony. Now, there are some artists in here and some devs. They don't have any questions. Oh, my goodness. Come on, guys. We want to answer these questions for you. Don't feel shy.
Don't be shy. Just ask to come up. I'll start inviting some people too. Sometimes people don't know how to request, so I'll go through and invite some people, and then if you want to come up, just accept. Oh, I'm not a co-host though. You got to make me co-host again.
All right, I'll make you co-host.
Just this once.
No, it'll be a lot of times. I don't like doing this alone, Cody.
That's it, Juan. You heard him. You're up. But yeah, if you have any questions, don't be shy. Just you can hit the heart button on the bottom right, and then put your hand up, and then Sam and soon I will be able to bring you up on stage.
Yeah.
So
okay, I'll keep going with another one that I just remembered. To expand the canvas size. So right now, as a lot of the artists know, the nouns art is limited to 32 by 32 pixels. And both a good thing, it forces a lot of design decisions, but it can also be a little limiting. And so one concept that's been thrown out is to expand the canvas size to 64 by 64 or 128 by 128. What can you do then with those additional pixels? So that would be a really fun one, I think, as well.
Yeah, it's basically taking every one pixel and breaking it up into a quadrant where you have 4 within those, so that if you want to have a more dense image, you can do that. Or you can actually increase a little bit of space to add additional traits, like larger, or things that would expand past the traditional canvas, depending on where things are positioned. Well, You know what? If we don't have any questions, we'll probably end just a little bit early. But how can people find out about the Nounish Hackathon? Should they follow because you're not one right now. Looks like you're Nounish Labs. Should they be following that Twitter? Will you be posting it? Do they go to Prophouse? What section of Prophouse would they go to find the hackathon?
All of the above. No. Yeah, so you can follow this Twitter account, Nounish Labs. We'll be posting updates on the hackathon. You can join our Discord server where we have a dedicated channel for the hackathon activities. You can also, there's also a Prophouse Discord server. Then I think we've already shared the link to the Prophouse page as well. But if you go to the prop.house and look under the nouns house, you'll see the Nounish Hackathon details there. So you have, all of the requirements there. Really, all you need is a wallet. Anyone can submit, which is what's great about Prophouse. So it really opens it up to a much broader audience than just nouns holders.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I missed this when I was rugged, but can you talk a little bit about how you're asking for collaborations between artists and devs? And maybe I did miss that, but I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, it's a preference. I think, too often in these hackathons, we see a lot of solo participants, which is both good and bad. I think it's good because really, anyone just needs an idea and, just roll up your sleeves and put something together. And so it's very open to everyone, but also, we kind of trying to bring, some of the great devs and artists in our community and, try to spark a lot of new creativity from those collabs. We think is a big, what we hope will be a big part of, one of the big outcomes of these types of, hackathons and challenges where, people can kind of move out of their silos and start to work with others in the ecosystem. So it's a preference. It's not a requirement. Perhaps we should have said that, not a requirement. But, we also hope then that the ideas that come out of those collabs, are stronger and have more of an opportunity to move forward so that we can help those teams seek additional funding.
The whole point of these mandated rounds is to have some preference layer for people to use as guideposts versus the open, regular open round, right? So
to try to kind of guide the creative process a little bit, or to just progress.
You'll wear a black turtleneck for the rest of your days. Carambonia, you request come up.
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Good.
Hey.
Good to have you on.
Nice. So I figured I would. You guys were talking about viral before. I had kind of a question about that. Like, so
just before you say that though, this is not a doctor's office. I just want to make sure you understand.
That's right.
Don't release
That's
any
right.
private information. Okay, go ahead.
Not to be political, but mask up, get your booster.
All right. Well, I guess I have no questions then. Thank you.
Okay.
Well,
that was easy.
Yeah. So about viral, like how, if we're talking about like retro funding or viral things, like how, I guess what would be the gauge for like what is viral? Is it like number of views or bringing new people in or getting them excited or just the buzz it creates or just like who?
I think the great way that they'll judge that is they're going to let all the different nouns vote.
Okay.
Like Prophouse. So it'll be, because viral is very relative unless we're talking in medical terms. So, whether it is views or what is a good result,
Even then, Sam, it can be pretty relative because you tend to pass along those infections to your friends and family.
Exactly. So it's just like one friend tells one friend that tells another. But anyways, that's an old commercial. So like the nice thing is that there'll be a bunch of people hopefully participating on the Prophouse. and then that way it'll aggregate kind of all the different ideas of what a viral success would be.
Right. It's an interesting idea. Like when I'm creating content and stuff, like I guess there would be a what I would consider viral. It's kind of like applies to what I'm actually trying to achieve. Like if I just want to get more eyes on it, or if I want to just create like a small little thing that just gets like, I don't know, brings people in, like gets them. Yeah, but
Is it top
anyways,
funnel, mid funnel? Like, what is the conversion rate, or is it just getting
yeah.
eyes on it? Is
And
it a
then
headline?
yeah, and what I was thinking is like if everybody goes out with this like contest to get like to do the most viral video ever or whatever it is, is that gonna water down the whole thing like all at the same time? There's just like too much content coming out at the same time. Anyways, it's just an interesting thing. Interesting experiment, I would say. And yeah, anyway, switching subjects, I've been working on my Prophouse, these animated little nouns and doing a lot of research into that. And yeah, I was talking about the pixel like sizes and the canvas size of the nouns and stuff. I know just on certain metaverse platforms like World Wide Web and stuff, there's certain size formats that work well when you're animating pixels, and if we want to do like full body little nouns, I think 48 pixels seems to be like a pretty good size. However, if we look at full body nouns, they're a little bit taller, and I think it'd be cool to just kind of have just kind of like a pixel hub, so to speak. How we have like AI nouns that we talk about AI and nouns, and then we have nouns, which is focused on audio and nouns. And I was
Which
thinking
is what
maybe
I
just
use for
having
the music for this show.
yeah, exactly. So I was thinking if we had kind of like a central place where I can kind of show what I'm working on and
Like a
just kind of
CCO
talk.
repository.
Yeah, I mean it's a repository, but it's also just to talk about pixels, like getting the pixel art itself animated into games, getting them integrated into metaverse and this sort of thing. So anyways, I'm very interested. So if anybody wants to talk pixels and canvas size and formats and animations and all that fun stuff, definitely reach out.
Yeah, I'm interested. I definitely will. If you guys want to reach out to him, just click on his little icon there, follow him on Twitter, send him a DM. Is there any particular Discord that they can find you in?
I'm thinking all of the Discords pretty much. I mean, in terms of nouns, I'm in the little nouns, and I was thinking about reaching out just to create. I saw somebody else requested to ask to create a channel in there, so maybe I would ask to create a little pixel hub channel where we can just kind of like, I don't know, throw animations and walk cycles and sprite sheets and
Yeah,
yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. So go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go ahead, because I got to wrap up here in a minute, just because we're over time.
No worries. That's all. That's all. Look for a Pixel Hub coming soon, and I'm gonna post a lot of stuff that I've been working on behind the scenes and get that out there to you guys. So thanks.
Oh, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
I want to be cognizant of everybody's time. I can push it a little bit longer since we don't have a space for a little bit, which I hope you all come to 9 o'clock. It'll be at 2:30. I do have a meeting in between. Darius, thank you for being on the show. How's it going?
It's always a pleasure to be on the Square stage. This is my home, and thanks for having me. To be honest about Hackathon, my mind was all confusion, and I was so confused because that was I believe that was a dev-oriented prop, so I didn't jump in. But because of for years I was a creative director, and brainstorming is what I'm good at. So if some of those devs are listening to me and they need a new brain to, and I'm also a content creator, so if you need any help, I'm 100%, as I always mentioned, if it's nonish, I'm in. So give me a DM if you need a new brain around your table about your hackathon, because I read the prop 10 times, but I didn't get what I should bring to the table and what I can bring to the table. But if some of them talk me through that, I can add some value for sure.
That's awesome. Yeah, if you guys want to hook up, just contact each other through DM, through Twitter. Of course, you can go to the Nouns Square Discord. Go to Square, put out a request there, or Nounish Labs Discord, or one of the other 13,576 Nounish Discords, and I'm sure you can find some, because there are 12 days left in the hackathon. But that's still time to get out an MVP, a basic version, a minimum viable product to showcase. Passing bags.
I just wanted to apologize for my terrible prop up yesterday. I just, said I'm gonna tweet about nouns. But you guys were talking on the Shark Tank. You said, "Hey, go check it out." I go, no one had put a prop up. So I'm like, took 10 seconds to write a prop, put it up. It's just that easy. So I want to encourage everyone, just go do it right now. Put your prop up, get it up now. It's going now, right? It's live. We're live.
Yep, that's right. So I want to thank everyone for being here today. It is live. Go check out the pinned tweet that Tony hit up for us. If you want to find out more, ask in the square, DM me. If you have a prop or a proposal that you're working on, we'd love to have you on the show, a decent proposal, to find out if your idea is ready for prime time, or if it's just half baked, or as I like to say, semi-solid.
Sam, I had this idea for like a daily Twitter Spaces every day forever.
I think there's probably some call for that. Is there any way that you could have its time shift a little bit?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is like, rather than having it at the same time every day so that it would be super easy for the other hosts, we could have it where we have no idea where it's going to be tomorrow until
the best thing about like instability is the anxiety that comes with it.
That's right.
A great idea. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
My wife was just saying the other day, have you thought about getting a job where I don't know when you're going to be working? And I said, I can try.
We'd love that. In fact, if you want to witness this show, it'll be happening in just a little less than an hour. If you follow the Nouns Square Twitter, you'll see a pinned tweet that shows up there in just a couple minutes that's going to let you know that the auction will end today at 2:41 p.m., which means we'll be starting the show at about 2:35. No, 2:25. Tony, my math is bad right now.
Math is hard.
I went to an art school. let's say roughly 2:30.
Hold on, I'll tell you in one minute. Yeah. We're gonna do it at 2:35. Yes.
Oh, sweet. Come here at 2:35. Come listen to Tony and the gang talk about the end of the auction. Someone's gonna win this beautiful king, Noun 488.
You say it that way, it makes me feel like Scooby-Doo should be part of the gang.
Yeah. Hopefully we're going to talk a little bit about Madrovsky's cool index. He hasn't updated his pick there, his PFP.
He did. I saw it this morning.
Oh, maybe I got the hoodie on mine.
Might not be piping through. I thought he did anyways.
Well, we hope to see it. Man,
he did.
Yeah, I still say the old one.
I see the new one. You guys have to get up with the times.
Oh my goodness!
Maybe I need to update my Twitter app.
By the way, speaking of PFPs, how do you like my new PFP?
It's pretty cool, man. Who did that one?
Kimmy
I
Duke.
love it.
Shout out Kimmy Duke. She's in the
Kimmy
audience. I
Duke.
see her.
Nice.
Isn't that the guy from Bloodsport?
No, different. It's his sister.
Okay. Well,
No,
hey, it was real fun having everyone on. Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was just gonna say she did a comic strip, a Halloween themed comic strip, just out of the blue.
Oh, yeah.
Featuring me and Pizza Toshi, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, I saw that. It was really funny. Well, it's been fun, everybody. Little random fact. Do you know roughly how many videos are uploaded to YouTube every day?
By me or by everybody?
Oh, just by everybody. If you said 3.7 million, you're right.
Damn.
That's about 271,000 hours of video content based on an average length of 4.4 minutes. That's a weird number to end on, but just letting you know, lots of people are making stuff all the time. We hope that you guys are making stuff. Help proliferate the meme, and we will see you next time at A Decent Proposal, Wednesday, 1 to 1:30. I love you guys.
And I'll get back to you about your indecent proposal there in the DM. I just need to talk to a few people.
I've got to talk to my wife about that.
Thanks, guys.
All right, man. I'll see everybody next week. Actually, I'll probably see you in a little less than an hour on the Noun Square. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.